Good afternoon, baseball fans. You are tuning in to an MLB 15 The Show preview matchup here in MLB 14 The Show with updated rosters. We are here at Citizens Bank Ballpark, home of the Philadelphia Phillies as they play host to an NL East foe, the New York Mets. This broadcast is brought to you by Hickman Pitching School. Hickman is the name, mechanics is the game. Let's take a look at Terry Collins' lineup he put together for today's Mets team. And leading off in center field is Juan Lagares, followed by Daniel Murphy, David Wright, Lucas Duda, Michael Kadire, Curtis Granderson, Travis d'Arnaud, Wilmer Flores, and rounded out by the pitcher spot. On the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies will be Chad Billingsley, the man acquired in the offseason, the 30-year-old right-hander who has not pitched in the big league since 2013 and hasn't pitched a full season in the big league since 2012. Where in 2012 he went 10-9 with a 3.55 ERA in 25 games started with the LA Dodgers. And Juan Lagares digs in to lead off the ball game for the Mets. He finished last year with a 281 average with 4 home runs, 47 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases in 116 games. So 1-2 count on Lagares. Billingsley sets at the chest, the kick. Here comes the pitch, and Lagares swings away at the down and in fastball. He goes down swinging on strikes, and Billingsley strikes at the leadoff man. So 1 out, 3-1 count on the second baseman, Daniel Murphy. The kick, and the pitch from Billingsley is going to be taken for a ball almost in the dirt. That's a cutter, and Daniel Murphy has ball 4. He's going to take his base. So we have a runner on first base with 1 out in the top of the first inning to bring up David Wright, the third baseman. 1-2 count. Billingsley sets. He delivers, and Wright lines this one right at Freddie Galvis at shortstop, and he's there. No problem, puts it away for the second out of the inning. And Murphy holds up at first. So 2 outs, 2-2 count on the first baseman, Lucas Duda. Runner on first is Murphy. Here comes the pitch from Billingsley, and Duda swings away at the down fastball, and that's strike 3. Billingsley, second strikeout of the inning, of the ball game, and at the end of the top of the first, it's no hits, no runs for the Mets. Welcome back to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at Ryne Sandberg's lineup for this Phillies team. Leading things off in center field will be Ben Revere, followed by Carlos Ruiz, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Dominic Brown, Darren Ruff, Cody Ash, and Freddie Galvis, rounded out by the pitcher spot. And on the mound for the New York Mets will be Matt Harvey, the right-hander at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. The 25-year-old missed all of 2014 with an injury, and in 2013 went 9-5 with a 2.27 ERA in 26 games started, 191 strikeouts, while pitching 178 innings. And Ben Revere digs things in to lead off the ball game. He hit .306 last year with a Major League leading 184 hits. So full count from Harvey. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be swung in the dirt. d'Arnaud fields it, and it's a drop third strike, but they get Revere out at first. And that's the first out of the ball game for the Mets. So 1-1 count here on Carlos Ruiz. Harvey sets at the belt. The kick. And the pitch, and Ruiz takes this one back in the middle off the leg of Harvey. Fields it himself. Fires over to first. The throw is a bit high, but Duda is there to put it away. And we have 2 down in the bottom half of the first. So full count here on Chase Utley with 2 outs. Harvey delivers, and Utley pops this one up the shallow center field. Lagares gives chase, and he's there to put it away for the final out of the first inning. At the end of 1, each team is hitless, each team is runless. Welcome back to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is still 0-0 as Dominic Brown digs in for the Phillies. The pitch from Harvey is going to be grounded to Duda at first. Fields it himself, steps on the bag, and that's 1 down in the inning. That'll bring up Darren Ruff with a 2-2 count. Harvey sets at the belt. The wind. He delivers, and that's the 12-6 curve down to the strike zone. Ruff swings right through it. And that's 2 down in the bottom half of the 7th to bring up Cody Ash. So full count on Ash with 2 outs. The kick. And the pitch from Harvey is way outside. That's going to be ball 4. Cody Ash is going to take his base. And we'll have a base runner on first base with 2 outs in the inning to bring up Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. 1-2 count. Harvey sets at the chest, working from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. That's taken into left field, past the glove of David Wright. Granderson will field it, toss it into the cutoff man, and we have runners on first and second here in the bottom half of the 7th for the Phillies. That'll bring in Cesar Hernandez, the pinch hitter, to pinch hit for Chad Billingsley, as it'll end his day on the mound for Philadelphia. So Cesar Hernandez digs in with an 0-2 count with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Harvey sets at the chest. The stretch to home plate, and he hits that one into center field. Lagares will field it. He gets a running start, fires home, but the run scores as Duda cuts it off at the pitcher's mound. And the Phillies take the lead in this ballgame as Cody Ash comes around to score. And that'll mark the end of day for Matt Harvey. So Josh Edgin comes in the ballgame, left-handed pitcher. Last season pitched in 47 games with a 1.32 ERA in 27 innings pitched. So 2 outs, 2-2 count on the leadoff man, Ben Revere. The pitch from Edgin is grounded back to him. He fields it himself, fires the first, and that is the first batter he faces, the first batter that goes down. So Josh Edgin gets out of the inning. At the end of 7, the Phillies are in the lead 1-0. Welcome back to the top half of the 8th inning as Justin DeFreitas, the 27-year-old right-hander, comes in for the Phillies. And he'll be working with a 2-1 count on Daniel Murphy, the second baseman, to lead things off. The kick and the pitch as Murphy takes this one to long right field. That's back to the track, giving chase, not a jump, and that's out of here over the fence. Daniel Murphy, solo shot, and we have a tie ball game in this one. DeFreitas gave him a hanging pitch, and Murphy took it right field over the fence. And it's a tie ball game thanks to his solo shot, and that'll be the end of DeFreitas' day already, as Mario Hollins, the left-hander, will come in. He had a 4.40 ERA in 50 games in 2014. So still no outs in the inning. 2-1 count on David Wright. The pitch from Holland is grounded back to him. He fields it himself, fires the first, and he gets David Wright out at the bag. So 1 out in the inning now. Full count on the first baseman, Duda. The kick and the pitch from the lefty, Holland. And that's grounded to first baseman Howard. Fields it himself, jogs on over to first, and he tags on the bag. And we have 2 down in the inning to bring up Michael Kadire with a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Holland, and Kadire takes this one in left field. It's going to land for a base hit in front of Darren Ruff. Kadire is going to hold up at first base as he has himself a 2-out base knock to keep the top of the 8th inning alive. So we're on first as Holland sets at the belt. Looks down the runner once, looks down the runner twice. The pitch to Granderson is down and away. That's ball 4. Take your base, Granderson. And with 2 outs, we've got runners on first and second now to bring up Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, the former Philadelphia Phillies prospect. Here comes the pitch, and d'Arnaud takes this one into right field. It's going to land in front of Brown. The runner is going to round third as Kadire. He's heading home, and he slides in safely as the throw is not in time and offline. And Travis d'Arnaud takes the lead for the Mets with an RBI single. The drive in, Kadire. And Philippe Aimant from Quebec comes in the ballgame, the right-hander. The right-handed pitcher, at 26 years old, comes in to hopefully stop the bleeding here with runners on the corners with 2 outs. And a 3-0 count on Wilmer Flores. So Aimant sets, here comes the pitch, and that's going to be a high curveball that did not break enough, and that's ball 4. So Flores takes his base, and John Mayberry Jr., the former Philadelphia Philly, will come in to pinch hit for the pitcher, so that'll end Josh Edgin's day. And Mayberry digs in with a 3-1 count, and the base is loaded with 2 outs. He has a chance to break this ball game wide open. Aimant sets. Here comes the pitch, and Mayberry takes this one into left field. That's back to the track, and it's given chase as Ruff is there to put it away at the warning track. And Philippe Aimant gets out of the inning, but not before the Mets strike for 1 and take a 2-1 lead at the end of the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back to the bottom half of the 9th. The Mets are in the lead 2-1. It's a save opportunity, so in comes Henry Mejia, the right-hander. out of the Dominican Republic, finished last year with a 3.65 ERA and 28 saves in that closer role. So 2-2 count here on Dominic Brown. The pitch from Mejia is grounded up the middle, past Mejia into center field. And Lagares fields this one, tosses it into the cutoff man. And Dominic Brown has himself a base knock to lead off the bottom half of the ninth. Solid start for the Phillies and a 3-0 count for Mejia on rough. Not a solid start for Mejia. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be just off the plate. And Mejia walks rough to make it runners on first and second with no outs and full count now on Chase Utley. Correction, Cody Ash. The pitch from Mejia is going to draw him off the plate, and that's ball 4. So we have bases loaded with no outs and a 1-run lead for the Mets. And that'll be the end of Mejia's day, as he is not going to get the chance to get out of this. So Carlos Torres, the 32-year-old right-hander, who finished last year with a 3.06 ERA, 73 games and 97 innings pitched, will come in to face Freddie Galvis with a 1-2 count. No outs, bases loaded. Torres with the kick, and the pitch that's going to be popped into right center field. Lagares is under it. He's going to have to fire home here. He does. The runner tags up, and Dominic Brown scores. We have a tie ball game here in the bottom half of the ninth, as Henry Mejia will get credit for that blown save. And we will have a pinch hitter for the pitcher. That'll be Odubel Herrera. He comes in to face Carlos Torres with the runners on the corners and 1 out. Full count on him. Torres sets at the chest, delivers, and that's going to be on the outer half of the plate, as that's ball 4, and Torres walks Herrera. And we will have Jordan Danks coming in to pinch run for Darren Ruff at third base to get some extra speed. He is the go-ahead run, the game-winning run, and they're not going to take any chances, the Mets, as they're going to bring in Vic Black, the right-hander out of Amarillo, Texas. Had a 2.60 ERA in 41 games last year with this Mets team. So 1 out in the inning, bases loaded, full count on Ben Revere. Black sets at the belt. The kick, and the pitch is grounded to shortstop. Flores flips the second, that's 1 out. Fires the first, that's 2 down, and they get the double play to keep them in this ball game, as we have free baseball, folks. The game's tied up at 2, and we're headed to extra innings. Welcome back to the top half of the 10th inning as Jake Diekman comes in the ballgame. The left-hander, 28 years old, 5-5 last year with a 3.8 ERA in 73 games. We'll be facing Lucas Duda to lead things off. 1-2 count. Diekman sets. Here comes the pitch, and Duda swings through the up-and-away fastball as Diekman gets him to go down swinging, and we have 1 down in the top of the 10th. So full count here on Michael DeGuyer with 1 out. Diekman sets at the belt. The kick and the pitch is going to be a high changeup. That did not break down into the zone at all, so that's ball 4. Take your base, Kadire. And we have a runner on first base with 1 out in the top of the 10th to bring up Curtis Granderson. 1-2 count, the pitch from Diekman as Granderson takes this one to the right field. That's back to the track, off the wall. Kadire rounds second, he's heading to third. He's rounding third, heading home. Granderson's heading into third, and Kadire scores with ease. All the way from first base, and the triple from Curtis Granderson. And the Mets have taken the lead here in the top of the 10th as they knock Diekman out, and they're going to bring in Jonathan Papelbon to hopefully stop the bleeding. The former Red Sox World Series winning closer. Hopefully to stop the bleeding here with a runner on third being Granderson, and the Mets in the lead 3-2 now. To bring up Travis d'Arnaud, 1-2 count with 1 out. Papelbon sets. Here comes the pitch, and d'Arnaud takes it from the left field. It's going to land in front of Danks, and Granderson scores on the play. So d'Arnaud has himself a base knock RBI. That's his second RBI of the ball game. The Mets are now in the lead 4-2. As they bring up Wilmer Flores with a 2-2 count and 1 out, runner on first. Papelbon sets. Here comes the pitch. Flores takes us one to deep left field. That's down the line to the track, to the wall, and Jordan Danks is there to put it away. As d'Arnaud has to retreat back to first base. And we have 2 outs now with runners on first and second. 1-1 count on the leadoff man, Juan Lagares. Papelbon sets. Here comes the pitch, and Lagares takes this one into left center field. Danks gives chase. He's under it, and he puts it away for the final out of the inning. And at the end of the top of the 10th, the Mets are in the lead 4-2, thanks for 2 RBIs from D'Arnaud and Curtis Granderson. Welcome to the bottom half of the 10th inning as Dylan G will come in the ball game to close things out, entering out of this depleted Mets bullpen. So full count on Ruiz. The kick and the pitch from G is down. That's ball 4. The Vulcan change cannot hit the strike zone, and he walks the leadoff man. So runner on first with a full count for Chase Utley now. G sets at the belt. Here comes the pitch. That's grounded to second base, and that's past the shortstop. Flores, he just ran past that one, and it gets into the outfield, so we have runners on first and second now with no outs in the inning. Not a good start for the Mets to close this ball game out. So no outs to bring up Ryan Howard with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch, and Howard grounds this one to second. Charges is Murphy. No play at second, so he takes the safe way at first. And we have one down the inning, but we have runners on second and third. So G is going to have to be careful here pitching to Dominic Brown with the 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And it's grounded to shortstop. Flores fields it, fires the first, and they get the fleet-footed Dominic Brown out at first base, but a run does come across, so it's a one-run ball game. 4-3 Mets now with 2 outs and Darren Ruff at the plate. So 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch from G. That's grounded to David Wright. He fields it, fires the first. The barrel's a bit high, but Dude is there to put it away, as that's the final out of the ball game as the New York Mets have come away with the win here at Citizens Bank Ballpark to beat the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 4-3 in extra innings. Daniel Murphy, Curtis Granderson, and Travis d'Arnaud are all key pieces of this Mets victory. And with that being said, that'll wrap things up here at Citizens Bank Ballpark for this MLB 15 preview matchup with the MLB 14 updated rosters. I've been your host, JerseyBorn, and I'm saying goodbye.
You're the only